Hi guys, hope your coffee is ready. Hope you're smiling. Life is beautiful. We're gonna have some fun with further Dostoevsky, Маленький герой, a little hero. You'll be able to understand it in the original with my help. My name's Arik. I'm your Russian coach. So, please open the original piece of literature. There is a link below this video. And I'll show you where we stopped the last time. I'm also going to remind you what actually happened there, just for the people who have just joined us. So we have here in this story this huge glamorous party, very rich, in a big mansion not far from Moscow. And there is this little boy, 11-year-old boy, the narrator of the story. And he says that there were lots of ladies there, and specifically, this little boy, for the first time in his life, felt some kind of attraction to one of the ladies there. And he actually depicts his feelings and his emotions and his sensations and his body, and it's all very unusual to him. That's in short. So our last sentence was this one, меня смущал. Please find it. You can stop the video now and just, it's important that you find this particular sentence, меня смущал, because we are going to repeat it and then we are going to go on with the story. So I'm reading. Меня смущал, а ее веселил смех, раздававшийся кругом нас, которое она поминутно вызывала своими резкими, взбаламошными выходками со мною, что, видно, доставляло ей огромное наслаждение. That was our last sentence. I'm just translating. If you want more deeper analysis, please watch the previous lesson. So he says, I was embarrassed, but she was happy because of the laughter, раздававшийся кругом нас, that was heard all around us, которое она поминутно вызывала, which, meaning the laughter, which she every minute caused, своими резкими, взбаламошными выходками со мною, caused by her abrupt or sudden, crazy tricks with me. So выходками means like kind of tricks or silly things with me, что, видно, доставляло ей огромное наслаждение, which probably brought her, доставляло, brought her huge pleasure. Yeah, so I will read it to you again, Russian, and then English, and then we will move on. Listen to my intonation and pronunciation. Меня смущал, а ее веселил смех, раздававшийся кругом нас, который она поминутно вызывала своими резкими, взбаламошными выходками со мною, что, видно, доставляло ей огромное наслаждение. I was embarrassed, but she was joyful by the laughter, heard all around us, which she every minute caused by her abrupt and crazy tricks with me, which it seemed brought her great pleasure. So we continue. В пансионах между подругами ее, наверное, прозвали бы школьницей. So pension, in this case, it's a boarding school. Pension might also mean kind of a hotel. But in this case, it's a boarding school. Ее, наверное, прозвали бы. So, наверное means probably. We already had it. Прозвали бы. It comes with ее. That should be ее with two dots above the second letter. Ее прозвали бы. They would call her. Because ее прозвали, they called her. She would be called, basically. Therefore, he is saying, в пансионах между подругами, ее, наверное, прозвали бы школьницей. So, in boarding schools, among girlfriends, she would probably be called a schoolgirl. Вот школьница, a schoolgirl, yeah? Школа, school. So again, в пансионах между подругами ее, наверное, прозвали бы школьницей. In boarding schools, among girlfriends, she would probably be called a schoolgirl. Она была чудно хороша, и что-то было в ее красоте, что так и металось в глаза с первого взгляда. So, она была чудно. So, чудно would be, it's miraculously. Чудно. But in this case, you could also say really. It just strengthens the emotion. So when he's saying она была чудно хороша, he was miraculously... Хороша here means beautiful. You might think that it comes from хорошо, which is good, but here it relates to her beauty. So she was like really / miraculously beautiful. И что-то было в ее красоте, and something was in her beauty, что так и металось в глаза. So металось в глаза, it's an expression meaning jumped into eyes. So you could notice it easily. Because металось, метаться would be to move very fast from here to there. So it's kind of металось. It conveys the meaning of agony, like метаться. But металось в глаза would mean just was noticeable to the eyes. С первого взгляда, from the first sight. So, она была чудно хороша, so she was really beautiful. И что-то было в ее красоте, что так и металось в глаза с первого взгляда. And something was in her beauty that so jumped into eyes, like was noticeable by the eyes, с первого взгляда, from the first sight. И уж, конечно, она не похожа была на тех маленьких, стыдливеньких блондиночек, беленьких, как пушок, и нежных, как белые мышки, или пасторские дочки. Окей. И уж, конечно, она не похожа была. So, не похожа means not unlike. Therefore, не похожа была, she didn't resemble, she wasn't similar to. Yeah, you can even не похожа была на. You can even write all this down as an expression, and if you have it printed out, this text, you can just underline it. And then не похожа была на, she was unlike someone. Now look, very interesting. Тех маленьких, стыдливеньких блондиночек. So, маленьких, стыдливеньких. So, those, блондиночек means blondes. It's a diminutive of blondinka. Blondinka, blonde woman, blonde girl. Blondinочка, diminutive. Стыдливеньких means basically embarrassed or shameful. Yeah, but here стыдливеньких conveys the idea of they were modest and embarrassed by everything. Basically, that's the idea that it conveys. So when he says и уж конечно, уж it's уж конечно basically means really. Уж makes it stronger. That's it. It strengthens the emotion. Amplifies the emotion. И уж, конечно, она не похожа была на тех маленьких стыдливеньких блондиночек. And really, she wasn't similar, she didn't resemble those little embarrassed blondes. Беленьких как пушок. So, беленьких, it's the diminutive of белый, which is white. Как пушок. Pushok means fluff. F-L-U-F-F. So it's a soft material usually made of feathers. So he compares those blondes, those little blondes, беленьких как пушок. So white like fluff. И нежных как белые мышки. So нежный means gentle. So he's saying и нежных, как белые мышки, and gentle, like white mice. Мышки, yeah? Mice. Или пасторские дочки. So pastor, it's pastor, like a priest. So пасторские дочки, the daughters of priests. So now, guys, let's combine it all together. So he's depicting that lady who attracted him. And it's an 11-year-old boy. So he's saying, и уж, конечно, она не похожа была на тех маленьких стыдливеньких блондиночек, беленьких, как пушок, и нежных, как белые мышки, или пасторские дочки. And of course, she was not resembling those little, ashamed, yeah, I told you shameful previously, but it's more like ashamed or embarrassed, little blondes, white like feathers, or like fluff, and gentle like white mice or pastors' daughters. So now we continue from here, from the word ростом. And that's a very interesting sentence. Ростом она была невысока и немного полна, но с нежными тонкими линиями лица, очаровательно нарисованными. So look, guys, when they say ростом невысока, it means she was not tall. Why? Because рост means height. Height of human body. Невысока means not tall. Она была, obviously she was. So she was. Height, with height, she was not tall. In proper English, that would be, she wasn't tall. И немного полна, немного a bit. Полна comes from полный. One of the meanings of this word is chubby. So she was a little chubby. But of course, you probably know полный means full. Also full, like full of rice, full of money, yeah? But here it means chubby. Но с нежными тонкими линиями лица. С нежными comes from нежный. We had it a few minutes ago. It means gentle. Тонкий, thin. Линиями лица. Now look, линия by itself means line. But in certain cases it might also mean shape. So when it comes in combination with some other words like here, for example, линиями comes from линии. Линии лица means the shape of the face. Therefore, we're getting here но с нежными тонкими линиями лица. I would translate that, but with a gentle and thin shape of the face. Очаровательно нарисованными. Очаровательно means in a fascinating way, in a kind of enchanting way. Очарователь. Like if you depict, for example, a woman, and you're saying that she's очаровательна, it means that she's charming, basically. So, очаровательно нарисованными. Очаровательно means charmingly, because when you have o at the end of Russian words, that's usually an adverb. Not always, yeah, but in many cases. So, очаровательно means charmingly. Нарисованными, нарисованными usually would mean painted. But in this case, he's talking about her face, so it looked like, it's a metaphor. It looked charmingly. So charmingly looking. That we would translate that. But why is it plural here? Нарисованными, because it relates to линиями, like lines of the face. But we said that lines of the face would mean the shape of the face. So, now let's combine it all together. Ростом она была невысока и немного полна, но с нежными тонкими линиями лица, очаровательно нарисованными. With her height, she wasn't tall and a little chubby, but with a gentle and thin shape of the face. Charmingly looking. Что-то, как молния сверкающее было в этом лице. Да и вся она, как огонь, живая, быстрая, легкая. Молния, that's lightning. Сверкающее, shining. All the rest I think that you know. After all, those lessons are for advanced students. So, что-то как молния сверкающее было в этом лице. So, something like lightning, something bright. Сверкающее, I will translate it as bright. Bright like lightning was in that face. Да и вся она, and all of her, как огонь, as fire, живая, lively, быстрая, fast, легкая, light. The only thing here, what is da'i? Da'i basically means and also. It's the same as e, pretty much. So I will just read it again. Что-то, как молния сверкающая было в этом лице, да и вся она, как огонь, живая, быстрая, легкая. Something in this face was like shining lightning. And also all of her, вся она, all of her, like fire, lively, fast, light. Okay, guys, so today we're not going to continue because the next sentence is very, very long. It might take us a whole lesson just for one sentence. Therefore, I will just read it now, the part that we have learned today, and just follow me, follow my intonation, follow my reading, and you will see, you will probably surprise yourself by your current understanding. Just a second. I'll start, guys, with the last sentence of the previous lesson, starting with «Меня смущал». Please find this place and follow me. Меня смущал, а ее веселил смех, раздававшийся кругом нас, который она поминутно вызывала своими резкими, взбаламошными выходками со мною, что, видно, доставляло ей огромное наслаждение. В пансионах между подругами ее, наверное, прозвали бы школьницей. Она была чудно хороша, и что-то было в ее красоте, что так и металось в глаза с первого взгляда. И уж, конечно, она не похожа была на тех маленьких, стыдливеньких блондиночек, беленьких, как пушок, и нежных, как белые мышки или пасторские дочки. Ростом она была невысока и немного полна, но с нежными, тонкими линиями лица, очаровательно нарисованными. Что-то как молния сверкающее было в этом лице, да и вся она как огонь, живая, быстрая, легкая. Okay, guys, thank you so much. If you want us to work one-on-one on your Russian with certain techniques that I have learned throughout about 20 years of my teaching experience, I do not only teach Russian, I teach also other languages, but I have in total close to 20 years of inquiry into different strategies for learning languages and also of working with many students of different levels, different ages, etc. So you are welcome to contact me through the email below this video, and I'll explain it to you how it works. But meanwhile, wish you good luck with your Russian. Well done for this lesson, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.